Thanks for coming out.
Thank you. And you kept me safe.
I did keep you safe. We made it. Our car's right there behind the van. The funny thing is I was looking, I was like, where's my car? Because I didn't actually see it. I'm like, I know I paid. Hey, it's Jason with J. Allen Photography, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got with me Kaylee.
Hi.
Even though she just told me, that we are not going to be able to work together pretty much after May because she's going to go to Utah, so that blows. But if you're in Utah, y'all need to look her up and hopefully get some shoots. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah. Anyway, so we are going to shoot downtown San Antonio. We got some kind of sketchy looking rough areas, and she's worried about us not making it to the end of the photo shoot or making it out of downtown San Antonio, but we will, I promise, and I promise you that. I just kind of wanted to talk about why I decided to start the channel. So I'm going to interrupt myself here real fast. So unfortunately, I got humbled a little bit with this session. What I realized is after moving some files around and everything, I deleted the audio files from the microphone. So I don't actually have any good audio from this whole session. I still wanted to do the intro and outro with the onboard microphone from the video camera, but I'm going to probably try to talk about what I actually was talking about during this video. So I'm re-recording the audio at a later date, but I just kind of wanted to let you know that's why it was bad. But yeah, nothing like being a year and a half into this whole YouTube thing and still getting some humble pie, right? So anyway, why did I start the channel? And that's kind of really what I talked about this whole time, was why I started the YouTube channel. I never really kind of mentioned that when I started it a year ago, in January a year ago. And, I just thought that it would be, I just thought it would be a different way for me to create. And I think that's the most important part for me, is it's a different way of creating my content. As far as, I'm a stills photographer and a portrait photographer, and I absolutely love what I do. And I do feel like if at any moment I wasn't able to actually have the YouTube channel, I would still shoot photos. And so I never have considered myself a YouTuber per se, but I am a portrait photographer. I just thought it would be an interesting way to be able to maybe open up my content to other people, to a different audience. And really that's kind of why I started the channel. I remember as I was really starting to get better with my photography, I wanted to grow my social media following, because I kind of felt like, and it's true, social media really is kind of like a living portfolio for photographers. Whether you like it or not, it is. It doesn't have to be Instagram. It can be TikTok. It can be Facebook. Whatever the social media you're using. But for me, it was Instagram. I really wanted to get into the senior market, and most of my clients, if you will, granted it's their parents, because their parents are the ones paying, but most of my clients were on Instagram and on TikTok. They weren't on Facebook. So I really was trying to grow my Instagram. And so at the beginning of my photography, yes, I'll get to the point with the YouTube channel, but at the beginning of my photography, when I was really trying to grow it, I was chasing those follows, chasing those likes, chasing those numbers, right? And those numbers are so arbitrary. They're not necessarily that important in the grand scheme of things, as a photographer. And I finally got to the point where I was creating for me. And I was sharing out on Instagram for me, and I wasn't doing it for the likes, for the follows. Of course, it's great to be able to grow that channel or grow that aspect of social media. I've got a decent following. Is it where I want it to be? No, probably not. But I've grown it organically, and I think that it's working for me in the way that I need it to work. But kind of the point that I'm driving at is now I do it for me. So whether I am getting clients through it or not, I'm sharing because I want to share. I want to share my work. I want to share it with whomever wants to see it. And of course, I want that to be as large of an audience as possible. I just do. And I think creatives like that. I think creatives want people to see their work. We want to create it, but we also, it's nice to have people see it, and it's definitely nice if people like it. And so that's really kind of where I was with social media. When I finally started to do the YouTube channel, it wasn't ever for followers, subscribers, likes, any of that stuff that comes along with it. It wasn't for that. I created my YouTube channel because I wanted a different way to maybe interact with my audience, but a different way for people to see my work. And again, whether they like it or not, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to share my work. Having the YouTube channel has been really interesting because it's a completely different format, but yet still content creation. Now I can show people stills through the video world, and that's, there's a lot of photographer YouTube channels. Many are gear related, gear heavy. There's not a lot, at least that I see, that show more of the photography side of it, at least the way that I wanted to see it. And so that's kind of why I was like, you know what, let me do this, and I want to try to do it my way. If I can get some gear and maybe review some every now and then, sure. If people want to send me some stuff, and that wasn't ever anything that I initially thought of, but if people want to send me stuff and they want me to kind of review it, fantastic, that's cool. But I'm a photographer, and I really want to show my work as opposed to review this lens or review this camera. There are so many other YouTubers out there that can do that. I want to show my work, and that's what my YouTube channel is. That's why I created it. I'm sharing this with you because what I want to do is encourage you as a photographer, as a creative, in whatever means that it is. If you're on the fence, apprehensive about really trying to put yourself out there, I say go for it. Just do it. Like Nike says, just do it. Put yourself out there. It can be vulnerable. Of course, not everybody's going to be positive. I get negative feedback. I get negative comments back. But share your stuff, do it for you. If you're going to be shooting, shoot for you. Don't shoot for anybody else. Don't shoot for likes. Don't shoot for comments. Don't shoot for followers or subscribers. Shoot for you. Shoot because you want to and love to create. And if you're like on that fence with the YouTube thing, man, just go for it. I say maybe try it a year. And if you're able to go through a year and you're like, you know what, this just isn't for me, then who cares? Then stop it. If you're not having fun with it, don't do it. I'm still having fun with the YouTube channel. I still love creating the video content. It's a way I think that I've been able to kind of avoid that burnout a little bit. It gives me new avenues to follow and kind of create that way instead of the same old thing. And I do a lot of the same things, but being able to try to come up with new ideas all the time definitely keeps away from that burnout. And I think it's important to do that. I think it's a neat avenue to explore. And again, if you're on that fence, if you're thinking about it and just not sure, there is a vulnerability to it. Dude, I've talked about imposter syndrome in my podcast. That was one of the things that really kind of made me nervous a little bit at first with the YouTube channel is, am I good enough to actually have a channel where photographers will watch and get something out of it? And the overwhelming response over the last year and 3 months has been yes. And so for that, I'm extremely grateful. And it makes me want to continue to produce more. And so that's the intent. I want to continue to produce more because I'm having fun with it and I'm getting that positive response back. So again, don't do this for others. You can't. I've heard people say that they wanted to try it and it just wasn't growing the way they needed it to, and they're not getting the feedback, or they're not getting the likes or the comments or whatever. You're doing it for the wrong reason, in my opinion. That's my opinion, but you're doing it for the wrong reason if you're trying to gain a following, gain a subscriber base, or whatever it is. That's not the reason to do it. That's not the reason why I created my YouTube channel, and I absolutely love doing what I do, getting to work with people like Kaylee in this video. She's fantastic, and it's been a joy, and I plan to continue to do it as long as I'm having fun with it. Sorry about the audio issues. Hopefully it doesn't happen. I did have one more video where I noticed I did the same thing, and so I'm going to have to redo the audio for that one as well. But I've since resolved my issue and decided not to delete my files. So that was a mistake. That was a humbling mistake. But it happens to the best of us, right? So hopefully it doesn't happen again. Thank you, ma'am. Those look good. I like those. I really like the yellow. Thank you so much for watching. Please give Kaylee a follow on Instagram. Here's her little thing.
If you're in Utah, please reach out to me.
If you're in Utah or going to be in Utah, she probably will be there sometime this summer. Where at in Utah? I'm not going to give an address.
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake area. Look her up and have her come out and create some gorgeous photos with you. But thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you like what you see, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the little bell for notifications. Share my work. Follow on Instagram. Listen to the podcast. And until next time, keep shooting. Always keep shooting.
Your tongue turned.
Yeah, tongue twisters. Thank you so much for watching. Please. Thank you so much for.